Words cannot describe what goes on in my mind all the time, 'cause I wait for you and I wait.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ashley. Today we're just going to be reviewing, demoing, first impressioning, and swatching the new Colourpop On a Whimsy palette. So if you want to hear more about this palette and see how I got this look, this is the look that we're going to be creating, then definitely keep on watching. If you enjoyed this video while you're watching, please give it a little thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. Also, if you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing. It's just a nice free way that you can help support my channel, and it also helps you find my videos a little bit easier. So it's a win-win for everyone. And yeah, if you want to hear more about this palette, then definitely keep on watching. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first new product I'm going to test out is a palette from Colourpop. This is their On a Whimsy palette. I don't know if it's their newest launch, but it is relatively new in terms of Colourpop timing. It's just a really pretty pastel toned palette. And I think I really want to play with this really beautiful light baby blue shimmer shade. Now, I did already swatch these colors, and I have to say I wasn't super impressed by the swatches. Now, swatches don't tell the full story. We're gonna have to see how they perform on the eyes, but when I was swatching them, the shimmers especially felt very, very dry. Like this white shade up here, it seemed really crumbly and dry, and actually some of the mattes too, like these deeper shades, I really had to build them up. They were very, very just patchy and not very pigmented. So we're gonna see. Usually I really love Colourpop's formula, so I hope that they didn't change anything. Okay, so to start, let's go in with this peachy shade right here called Merry Go Go. Merry Go Go. And the nice thing about this palette is that it does come with a mirror, which a lot of Colourpop palettes don't. So actually, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. And I've already done my brows off camera and just applied some concealer and powder to my eyelids to save a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Again, I'm going in with Merry Go Go, that light peachy shade. And I'm just gonna start putting that in the crease. This is a very, very pale color, so I don't know if it's really gonna do much on my skin tone, but we'll see. Yeah, to be honest, it looks just like a regular, almost like white shade. It's not really showing up, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply some to this side as well. Alright, let's go ahead and go in with this pink shade called Hop and a Skip. It's like a dusty rose almost. And I'm just applying that right over Merry Go Go since it didn't really show up, and I'm gonna use this as our transition. There we go. This one's showing up. Alright, on the same brush, I'm gonna go in with Waltz, which is just a little bit deeper than this Hop and a Skip, and I'm going to use that to intensify the crease. So I'm just placing it a little bit lower than where we placed the first pink shade. To be honest, it doesn't really look that much different than Hop and a Skip, so I feel like on the eyes they're really similar. Alright, I want some depth to this look, so I'm going to take a slightly smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into, this purpley gray color called Main Street, and we're going to use that to hopefully intensify the crease.
Every night I see you in my dreams, and I don't know why. I wonder why. Every time I see your
I like how those two colors look together. Reminds me of cotton candy or something.
And when we touch, I feel like I can.
And I'm gonna drag this down the lash line, just on this outer corner here. This color is pigmented, but I'm having to go in quite a bit to really build up the intensity. Okay, so to build up just a little bit more intensity on this outer corner, like near the lash line, I'm going to go in with the deepest shade of the palette called Funnel, and I'm just going to like smudge that really close to the lash line on the outer corner. This is like a black almost like a really, really deep charcoal gray. It's not quite black, maybe has a little bit of brown in it, so we'll see how it looks on the eyes. Just stamping that here. Bring a little bit into this outer piece, just a tiny bit. Going back in with the brush I used with Main Street, and I'm not adding any more product, I'm just blending. Okay, and then I'm actually going to go back in with the initial, well, not this shade, I'm going to go in with Hop and a Skip. I'm just taking a little bit more on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend around the edges of that purple. Okay, let's go ahead and go in with the shimmer now. I'm going to go in with this really pretty light blue shade called Cold Drink. And I'm going to test it on my finger, see how it applies that way. It feels a little bit dry in the pan, but it does have a really pretty reflect to it. And it kind of has like silvery little sparkles. The base pigment of this particular shade isn't super opaque. It is a little bit like, it could almost be like a topper, so you're just gonna have to really spend the time like making sure the color is evenly distributed, if that makes sense. Ooh, I feel like I'm going to a carnival and getting some cotton candy. Ooh, it's so fun, I like it. Alright, and then just to add a little bit more pop, I'm going to go in with this white glittery shade called So Ferris. Get it? So Ferris. I like it. I love Colourpop's little puns they do. Now this one, when I was swatching it, it was very chalky, and it's like more of a topper, but it's not like super glittery. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just going to take my brush that I used with the purple, the little brush, and just sweep around the edges very lightly. Again, I'm not adding anything, I'm just trying to make sure we don't lose that color. Okay, cool. Like it. I'm going to add a little bit of liner just really close to the lash line. I don't know if I'm going to wing it out, but I'm going to take my liquid liner, a black one, and this is the Essence Super Precise Eyeliner. And I'm just going to really try to make a small little line here. Wish me luck. Probably shouldn't have taken a sip of coffee before doing this, but oh well. Alright, cool. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and then we'll be back to do the complexion. Okay, so I just applied some liner. Let's go ahead and move on to complexion. I'm just going to speed through this part since these are just old products. They're nothing new that I'm testing. So I'm going to go in with my Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I really like this primer. It like softly diffuses your pores, but it's not drying, and it actually feels like it's a little bit hydrating to your skin as well. And I like to just kind of focus it where I have the largest pores in the center of my face. For foundation, I'm going to go with my Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer. I'm just going to take a little bit on my foundation brush. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. I recently did a concealer collection video, so if you're interested about hearing more about this concealer or the other concealers I have in my collection, definitely check that video out. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of this under the eyes. And a little bit on these dots that I have. And a little bit on the nose. While that sits, I'm going to go ahead and apply my cream bronzer. This is the Fenty cream bronzer in the shade Butta Biscuit. I'm just going to take that on a stippling brush. Okay, so for blush, I'm going to go with one of my favorites. It's the e.l.f. Putty Blush. And I'm going to go in with the Baby Doll Pink color. Just because I feel like it's really going to complement these little cotton candy tones we have going on the eyes. And I love applying these with a stippling brush. It's pretty much my favorite way to apply cream products is with a stippling brush. So I'm just going to swirl it around and then like dab off any excess. I just like to go around the blush with my foundation brush. Okay, so for highlight, I'm going to go with my Colourpop Super Shock Highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. Definitely a well-loved product. I love how just natural and dewy it looks on my skin. It's so pretty. And I like to apply these with my finger.
Dreams to see you, and we haven't even met. I'm seeing the hope of clues. Why can't we?
Okay, so for lips, I'm gonna go with my Makeup Revolution Aqua Resist lip liner in the shade 14C. Just a really pretty mauve nude color.
And a tough test. My test taking skills suck, so I'm dead last. So the question is, does true love exist? Don't buy into the fables and all the myths.
Okay, and then for the center of the lips, I'm gonna go in with this Milani Maxx Keep It Full Lip Plumper in the shade 110 Little Secret. I love these glosses. They're very minty, so it just kind of feels like refreshing on your lips. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. So I'm actually just going to jump back in with this shade right here, and I'm just going to run that along the entire lower lash line. Okay, and then a little closer to the lash line, I'm going to take this color right here, called Main Street. And again, I'm just running that all the way across the lower lash line, just a little bit closer to the lashes, not as far down as the Hop and the Skip shade. Okay, and then I'm going to take the deepest shade and just hug that to my outer corner. Really tight towards the lashes. Okay, eyes are all finished. I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara, and then I will be right back to give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, so I just applied some mascara, and actually while I was applying my mascara, I realized I didn't apply an inner corner highlight, so I just took a little bit of So Ferris and popped that right here in the inner corner, and a little bit underneath the brow bone as well. Also, we do need to set the brows, so I'm going to go with my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's just a clear brow gel, and just run that through my brows. And I think I do want to add a little bit more bronzer. I'm actually going to take a powder bronzer. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer in the shade Light. Just a really pretty light cool tone bronzer with a little bit of a sheen to it. And I'm just going to like place that over top of where we applied the Fenty bronzer. Also, I did want to apply a little bit of liner. I got these cool BFF cream gel liners from Colourpop, and this one is in the shade Crystal Crush. It looks really fun, and I think it'll look really cool with this look, hopefully. So let's go ahead and pop that in the waterline actually. Adds a little bit of something. I wish it was a tad bit lighter just to match with the shade we have on the top lid, but still cool. I think it'll be really fun for like summer. It just adds something extra, you know? Okay, you guys, so this is a finished look. I really love how it turned out. I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. I have to say that I'm actually more impressed than I thought I was gonna be. When I first swatched this palette, I was a little bit nervous. The shades just felt like a little bit lackluster, a little bit chalky. So I wasn't super excited about it. I thought that this might be like a deviation from Colourpop's original formula. But I have to say that I'm really impressed. I love the shades that I played with. I will say that this shade and this shade, I don't think that there was a huge difference. I wish they would have put in maybe like different transition shade, maybe something more blue or more purple. I also feel like this shade, So Ferris, is a little bit crumbly and a little bit chalky. Other than that though, I think it's a really nice palette. I think if you do have a deeper skin tone than me, you might not like this because honestly, like this shade didn't even show up on my skin tone. And these shades, like I said, they worked, but they're not the most pigmented, rich, deep shades. So on deeper, more rich complexions, I don't think that they're gonna really pop. I think they might look a little bit just bleh, like lackluster. I will say that when I swatched this palette, this shade right here, Deep Fried, this really beautiful bronzy shimmer, looked so smooth and reflective. I'm really excited to play with this on my eyes, but I wanted to do something a little bit more fun today. I was impressed by this cold drink. I don't think it's the most like metallic, reflective, dimensional shimmer ever, but I think it's really pretty, and if you take your time with it, you can build it up and make it look really even and nice. So yeah, overall I think it's a good palette. I don't think it's my favorite palette from Colourpop, but I think if you purchased it and you want like these lighter tones, then I think you won't be disappointed. I think it'll be really good to play with in the spring too. It's kind of random for fall, I feel, but for the spring, I think it's really nice. Also, I love that you get a mirror. That's super cool. And the packaging is just, makes me feel so happy. So yeah guys, I hope you found this review little demo helpful. And if you've tried this palette, I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. If you have any prayer requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below as well, and we will get to them in the next video. I love you guys so much. I hope you are staying safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
I'll wait for you, and I'll wait for you. In my dreams I see you, and we haven't even met. I'm seeing the hope of clues. Why can't we connect?